Okay. Now, holy shit. We know that the Earth is round. However, we also know that at the equator, the Earth has a little bit of a waistline. It's a little bit fatter at the equator than at the poles because of centrifugal force. It's spinning. And so, what if, at one point in time, the Earth was spinning so fast that it actually spun itself into a disk, and the world was flat? It's possible. So, the flat Earth is not completely bunk. However, we can see where I'm going with this. I believe that the Flat Earth Society only believed in one dimension, or basically it fell off the side of the Earth. And where I'm just saying we spun ourselves into a disk, and so it would be crazy is what happens at the equator when we make that roundabout to the South Pole from the North Pole. What would happen if, because the thing is, there's been pole shifts in the past, that's speculative or whatnot. It's whatever. You can believe it or not. There's evidence of it on other planets, and our magnetic pole is moving, I think like 4 centimeters a year or something like that too. So, we don't know what was going on back in the day and stuff. What if there was another planet or a large mass object in our solar system that did increase the speed of Earth? And that is also another thing to go on with this climate change thing, is that the days are actually getting a little bit longer. And the moon is actually moving away from the Earth a little bit each year also. And so what effect does that have on the climate? And so this is what I'm talking about. It's about brainstorming. It's about pulling the ideas. It's about just constantly critically thinking and using rational, logical thinking. That we have to process. And all this came about because I was thinking about doing a live event to prove that Jesus is all around us. Because in my theory of everything, I describe Jesus as a one-dimensional object. And when we put it in 2 dimensions, and when we put it in 3 dimensions, well, it all starts making sense. And, well, let's just see. -1 represents God, +1 represents man, because -1 represents God because we can't really see God, +1 because, and then we put them together because God, or man, can only get to God through Jesus. And, well, that's what happens, is that we actually create 0 because if we look at 1 and 1, basically it's a line segment, and if we actually connect 2 ends of a line segment together, we have a full line. And what a full line actually is, well, a line is a point that goes on in the direction forever. Well, basically, it's a circle. It connects in on itself. And so, right there, we have the Stargate in 2 dimensions. And also, being that Jesus represents 0, if we put 0 in a 3D shape, that's a sphere. And that's common shape found throughout nature. I mean, look at the planets. What about bubbles? Um, we think that a perfect circle is really, well, I mean, to actually get a completely perfect circle is completely, it really is hard. But just remember that it's easier to draw a circle than a square. Have you ever tried to blow a square bubble? And do we know why? That's because there's forces applying equally on all sides. And I actually I just lost oh, and that's my point is that a circle and actually and with your hands try and draw um, a square. And I mean, and I'm even talking about you can find a straight edge. How do you get a straight edge? Yeah, it's easier to draw a circle because all we need is a fixed point, and that fixed point starts out over time in the form of a string, or it could be any other rigid object, and a marking device, and we can just have it orbit itself and it will form a circle. This is what I'm talking about, is that we need to get to some of these fundamentals. I am going to continually think about what it is I'm going to do, but I just watched mentor Mark Cuban, and I've got something in the oven. I gotta go check it out.